tomorrow night.
It's a thing now.
Don't come on now.
What? I'm just asking, is it a thing now?
I'm single because of you. What do you mean I didn't want it to happen? It happened. So now, this is happening.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know this beats, or you're KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island Season 10, Episode 28, and let's get right into the video because we just need to really be real and talk about this episode. I'm only going to be talking about the only people that they showed in this episode, you know, in a lot of capacity, and I'm just going to go straight to the point because they actually went straight to the point. The first thing we see is Catherine pulls Scott for a chat, or she actually came and talked to Scott. So she was telling Scott, you know, that, oh, I didn't appreciate how you try to spin it on me because Scott said, oh, well, I guess the people at the fire pit had it wrong. They should have questioned you and your feelings towards him. So Scott's like, he's like, he guess his feelings was more further along than yours. He was saying, he asked her, did you kiss Elon? And she said, yeah, I kissed him twice outside of the challenge. And, you know, Scott was basically over. He was just like, yeah, it's kind of dead. And then I think he said, well, you know, I even brought, you know, 4 days ago, I brought people out the fire pit. And, you know, he's basically saying, I was defending you and us. And she's like, oh, you didn't do that for me. You didn't do that for me. He's like, yeah, I did.
Go. I've sat around the fire pit and just sat everyone down. When has that ever happened before? And like,
yeah, but you keep to you. Forget about the optics. Forget about it's not about when has that ever happened for me. It wasn't for me, Scott. It was for you.
It was for you. You crossed.
See, you didn't even hear me. Like, does Scott put everyone to that fire pit for me? Everything that he's doing there was for me. He was to clear your name.
Yeah, she did say that.
Calm.
He's trying to make it everything about him. I actually can.
Compose your emotions. Calm down.
It is what it is.
Deep breaths.
Listen, enjoy yourself.
We don't do that.
Tell me why she gets up and gets loud and calls for Whitney. And she's like, Whitney, does Scott do this for me? Does Scott pull the villa at the fire pit for me? Whitney had to tell her, Cat, calm down. Cat, calm down. Cat, calm down. Like, she was embarrassing people. She was embarrassing. Scott got up and left. Scott's feelings is hurt, and she's coming to him with such an attitude. Like, you know, we can like Catherine all we want, but you got to understand where right is right and wrong is wrong, and people need to get their lashings that are deserved or not deserved. You know what I'm saying? I still like Catherine. Hopefully, outside of the villa, she's, you know, she's cool, she's better, but inside in this point in time, she needs lashings. Whitney was just like, Cat, calm down. Like, she was just like so embarrassed how you're embarrassing us right now. So we get to the whole Montel and Leah thing, and you know, she was just asking him about what happened in Casa Amor. And like, again, he's just downplaying it. Jess and Sammy thing, and they're talking about it, but it is what it is. I don't even think Sammy really likes Jess, but he says he's going to get to know Amber, blah, 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 blah. Jess is single, and the only person she really likes is Sammy. Whatever. Anyway, we have Ty and Ella. He actually gave her a conversation and basically talking about the whole situation. And he's just like, well, you're the reason that I'm single. You made me single, this and this and that. And, you know, she's just feeling bad. She's just like regretting her decision of bringing back Uzi. Like, if you're going to bring somebody back, stay 10 toes on it. Like, because really bringing Uzi back was just collateral. Like, he just literally collateral damage. Like, if you knew in your heart or you feel like you didn't really want to bring Uzi back, you should just never bring Uzi back and stand on your 10 toes. I don't know if anybody watched Love Island Season 2 USA, but when Kirsten came back single, even though Carrington was acting a fool in Casa Amor, she came back single, and you know, she stand on her 10 toes. Even though she was single, she was real about it. She came back single. You know what I'm saying? But she brought Uzi back and was like, oh, I want Ty, and all sad and crying, and I'm just like, girl, what are you doing? Anyway, obviously, Catherine, I don't know. And the one thing I want to say about these girls, once again, it's literally blind leading the blind. They have the worst advice they're giving each other because they all went to sleep, and whatever. The 4 people who were single, which is Scott, Tyrique, Katie, and Jessica, or Jess, whatever, they were sleeping in these small beds in some other room. I already know there's going to be a dumping soon and whatever, because they're not going to sleep in these small twin beds for long. Like, that's just not going to happen for long. They're not going to make these people sit in these small twin beds. But yeah, they're called the Singletons. The morning debrief. We basically hear the girls giving Ella advice that, oh, you gotta apologize to Ty, and this and this and this and this and that. Where's the advice that they're giving Catherine? They're all telling Catherine, oh yeah, he's just so much better. Da 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 da. Catherine in the confessional is saying like, oh, the way Scott went about it. You know what? That just proved my decision, or made my decision much easier to like stick with Elam or whatever. And then in the morning debrief, she's like, oh, his ego was just hurt. He's just mad that he didn't make a connection in Casa Amor. He's just mad he didn't make a connection in Casa Amor. Da 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 da. I'm like, that's not it. He made a connection in Casa Amor, but he decided that his connection with you was much stronger, and he wanted to pursue that. And I don't know if movie night's gonna reveal that or something like that, but he had a connection. He had a connection, but he realized he's not really feeling it, and he decided to not even try. This man didn't even try in Casa Amor. He wasn't even doing Montel. He wasn't even doing Sammy. He was just basically doing up Tyrique, even though he was still open with Catherine. And the guy decided to stay single because he thought his feelings for her was much stronger, and it was reciprocated by Catherine that she would stick with him. Obviously, that seemed not to be the case. So she's just like, oh, he's just mad because I found a connection and he didn't. Like, that's not the point. That's not the point what he's trying to make. Anyway, we are getting to the daytime, and basically the 4 Singletons get a text to basically have like a little drink and chat. And they left the villa. The other people in the villa basically got ready for the night. They were talking, and Tyrique is just saying like, he's just gonna get to know Katie now. Basically, Scott's saying the same thing too, but Tyrique is basically blocking him from that. Like, he's just cracking off Katie. So Scott's just basically on his lonesome. Even if Scott tried to know Katie, I don't think he's gonna be for real about it. But Scott said that he's like something that he can't forget and forgive. Then we hear Jess say something of the sort of, just give it some time. Maybe you do have feelings, don't just close the door on it. They get back to the villa. Tell me why they get back to the villa. And Scott pulls Catherine. And he tried to sound it out for her.
I feel like if you did it like Ella did and been like, brought him back here, listen, you only know him 2 or 3 days.
But we're not on Ty and Ella's situation.
It doesn't matter, but it's the kissing. Do you know
what do you mean it's the kissing?
I never went and kissed
anyone.
Yeah,
but because I felt a connection, and if he's gonna okay, cool. Maybe I shouldn't have.
You can't kiss someone over there and then just expect it to be normal once you come back here. Don't feel like you've realised the situation last night at all. Like, I've stood there on my own for you, and you've walked in with someone, and you
didn't make a connection,
and you're putting it to me as if I'm the one that needs to come to you and shows you that I care about you.
I'm not gonna deny my connection.
He tried to sound it out for her, and in this conversation, if you didn't get what he's saying, I don't know what's gonna help you. If you did not get what he's saying, like, what's going on here? If you do not get what he's saying, Scott and Catherine have a chat, and I think she would just basically have defense mode, her guard up, like she's just being wrong and strong. And that's just not a good look. He was telling her, like, let me know what happened in Casa, because that's the first thing I wanted to ask you, because we didn't even have a chance to talk about it. So she's like, well, I found a connection, and I had a connection, and I brought him back to the villa, da 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 da. And he was like, well, you're not understanding the kisses. Like, the kisses is a whole next level, you know what I'm saying? And she's not getting that. Even if you try to compare it as he got to know Leah and Katie while you were just there, you got to understand that he never kissed Katie or Leah outside of a challenge or outside of anything like that. All he did was talk to them. If you brought him back and didn't do nothing of the sort, you would have been okay because you just brought somebody back. But you kissed him outside of challenges and whatever, and you went about it the wrong way, and then you don't have any remorse. Like, it doesn't even matter if you're trying to get to know Elon, because it doesn't matter. But you just don't have remorse. You see the guy standing up single, and you can't even say, like, well, you know, I'm sorry it didn't work out between us, but I hope you find somebody in here for you. Something like that. She didn't even say that. She didn't even apologize. She didn't say, like, oh, I get your point that, you know, you were standing there single, whatever. She just keep on saying, well, I find a connection and you didn't. I found a connection and you didn't. Da, da, da. No, because Gabby was there. Gabby was there, because even when he was doing his speech, you know, or when he hugged Gabby, I think before she left or whatever, you know, she was like, you gotta do what you gotta do. So he could have easily brought Gabby back and maybe, you know, brought Gabby back. What Catherine was trying to say was, like, you know, it was 3 days. It was 3 days. But you kissing up Elam in 3 days doesn't make it look good. You could have brought him back, and maybe if you grown the same way as you grown with Scott, and then maybe kissed him while he was in the villa, you know, it would have made sense. But you kissed him outside of challenges, brought him back. Scott's single. You know, Scott's just trying to know because he's been in a couple of you. He, you know, had time with you, and he actually thought his feelings were so further along. She was just like, well, some things doesn't work or whatever, something like that. She just had no remorse. And I'm just like, this is not the Catherine that we've known or whatever. And I'm just like, and the funny thing is that I think somebody brought this up. She was talking to Montel still. When Leah and Katie, well, when Katie came into the villa, she was still talking to Montel. We even saw that Montel pulled her for a chat, and, you know, Scott had to get up and walk away because obviously they were having a one-on-one chat. But you're telling me that, you know, it was a hard decision to because it was only 3 days, but you were kissing Elam and whatever. Like, you know you're wrong. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going to get into her head that she's wrong or not. I don't know. But, and the thing is, the villa, the girls are not helping. All the girls are, you know, hyping up her and Elam. And then, you know, even Whitney, I haven't even heard Whitney one time give her a one-on-one chat and said, okay, what are you doing, Kat? Or this and that. And we always seen Whitney, Catherine, and Scott always together. So it's kind of confusing that nobody backed Scott on this whole situation. We heard from out of Whitney's mouth that Scott and Catherine were merging, and you know she can see that they're doing along and all that stuff, and we never hear her back him up. So I don't even know what's going on. When she was talking to Scott for the second time, she was like, "Oh, you can't think that everything was perfect in our relationship," and he was like, "I know not everything was perfect." But I'm just like, the guy was trying to keep the door open, give you a little crack, you know, even though he's upset and hurt, you know what I'm saying? Keep the door open, give you a little crack. And she just slammed that door shut. After she had the chat with Scott, this girl gets up, pulls Elam, pulls him for a chat, said, I had a talk with Scott, and I guess, you know, he didn't make a connection, and I did, and da-da-da. And he's like, you know what? It just makes me further feel like I made a good decision. And then she goes on to kiss him and then talk about building empire. Like, I can't even deal right now. Like, people got to get lashed for their dumb situations. Like, the thing is that I don't like when people are wrong and strong. Like, you can get to know Elam all you want, that's fine, but when you're wrong and strong, it can go. You know, they didn't do nothing wrong. She didn't do nothing wrong bringing Elam back, but how she went about it was the wrong situation. The thing is, people were saying that Scott wasn't gonna take Catherine back. This guy had the opportunity, or not the opportunity, he was giving her the opportunity to take that door open. You know what I'm saying? If she wasn't on her high horse, and talking about, oh, because she made a connection and he didn't, it would have been such a nice thing that he was giving her, a chance to have, that door open, and she just slammed it. And I don't know if movie night's gonna help, because what's movie night gonna even do? All movie night's gonna do is just basically make Scott even sadder. This man is sad. Like, I need somebody to come in for him or something like that, because this man is gonna be even more sad. Because what movie night's gonna do for Scott and Catherine? All it's gonna do is just show her that she was acting a fool in Casa Amor, and that's just gonna even make him more sad. Like, wow, Catherine didn't even rate me that much because look how she's acting in Casa. Like, you know what I'm saying? So what's movie night gonna do for Catherine? I just think the only thing the movie night's gonna do is for Tyrique and Ella, and maybe Montel and Leah, and that's it. And so I don't know what this big shock is gonna happen, because it's not gonna move Catherine and Scott. She could have got back with Scott, because Scott actually made the effort to keep the door open. She was too much on defense mode that she closed it. And the thing is that she's not even taking in that he's hurt. He's feeling some type of way. She's trying to tell you that he had really strong feelings for you. And you're like, oh, whatever. Like, did you even care? Like, you didn't even say, like, oh, I had strong feelings for you, but I just made a better connection with you. No, you didn't say that either. So what's going on? Anyway, moving on, because they're just like, I don't know what's going on with her. But let's get on to Tyrique and Ella. So they had a second conversation, and Tyrique, once again, people are saying, oh, Tyrique is not going to get Ella back. What did I say? What did I say? I said, this is reminding me of Tanya and Shaq. We're done. We're over. And what would I say? The script that could have been for Catherine and Scott, she messed it up. So it's whatever. But it applies to Tyrique and Ella. This man said, if you don't dead it with Uzi by tomorrow morning, then it's over. Because he's over here trying to flirt with Katie and be like, okay, well, we're both single. Let's get together. And, Ella was like basically saying, are you being petty? Like, why are you going to Katie right now?
Whatever that means, I need time.
But you just want to do things just for the sake of doing it.
You've
That's
hurt
what
me.
makes you feel better.
You've hurt me. You've hurt my pride. You've hurt my ego. I'm hurting.
Yes, I've hurt you,
You've hurt me.
but not intentionally.
If you want us to go back to how he was, damn that off straight away, because I don't know what you're still not done enough for.
Or you're just telling me.
Dead that. If you're not dead in that, by tomorrow morning, then you don't care about us then, clearly.
You know I care about us.
Well, fucking dead it then.
And he's like, how dare you have the audacity to ask me, what am I doing? You made me single. That's how he's going. That's how he's coming. You made me single. How are you going to ask me that? So that's what he told her. When they're trying to go to sleep, they were in the hallway, and she tried to go in for a kiss. She was like, I miss you, tried to go in for a kiss. This man swerved the kiss or pushed her back.
No way. He doesn't mean me just back.
I know, but I'm just letting you know.
And then she, I'm just like, stand up. Then she goes into the bedroom, tells Uzi, you know what, I'm going to go sleep outside. And Uzi's like, you don't even have to tell me. Like, you don't even have to explain yourself to me. She goes, sleeps outside. Then next you know, the preview, he's still messing around with Katie and keep on saying, you made me single. After she got a kiss swerve, she slept outside, she deaded it with Uzi, and she's still being a menace. He's still being a menace. And the thing is that we all know he's gonna take her back. We all know he's gonna take her back. The only thing is that movie night is going to make it even more, it's going to be even more harder for her. Because if he's acting like this, over the situation, even though she's already saying, I miss you, and doing everything that he says, once he sees it on the big Jumbotron, it's going to even be worse for Ella. it's going to even be worse for her. But like I said, this man is going to take her back, but he's going to make her life so much harder for doing so. He's definitely is. The only thing you can say about it is that Whitney and Lockham, they're cool, they're going great, and to be honest, if they keep on continuing that same path, they can be the winners. Yeah, that thunder, you hear that thunder? Like I said, they could be the winners and thunder strike. Like, what's going on here? But yeah, Whitney and Lockham can definitely be the winners, because at this rate, what's going on here? But I don't know. Like, Catherine, she lost me. You know, I still rocking with her, but she lost me this entire episode. It was like, it's one thing that you embarrassed us with calling Whitney out like that. And then, after he was trying to keep that door open, you still basically slammed it shut in his face and basically keep on saying, well, I found that connection, you didn't. Now, if Elon pays her dust in the coming days, if she's even there that long, like, don't come crying to us. Like, girl, he tried to keep that door open and you just slammed it in his face. So, I don't know what's wrong with Catherine. And the girls are not helping. These girls are hyping up her and Elon. Like, they telling Ella to apologize to Tyrique, but they're not even giving Catherine the same advice to say, hey, well, maybe you should, you know, even though his ego's bruised, maybe you should, you know, maybe apologize. Don't not apologize for bringing Elon back, but apologize that, you know, it definitely hurt to see you standing there alone or something like that. Say something like that. They're all just hyping up. Nothing for Scott. No regard for Scott. Like, what is going on here? Like, is he that bad in the villa? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I'm not even hearing Whitney try to stand up and say, like, you know what, he's not that bad, or you know what, are you really done with him? Like, she really has no regard. I can't believe this. I can't. So it is what it is. Movie night is coming soon, and Tyrique and Ella, they're coming back. So Tyrique and Ella is coming back. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take, but you see Ella already folded. Tyrique is just going to make her life harder. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway, guys, if you like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns, and you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.